All right. Thank you, Greg. Wonderful, wonderful people, for joining us live. You listen to the CheesTake. Has been an absolute pleasure to bring you guys, the new podcast. Right, we're gonna be talking about a lot of things on here. The whole theme is we can say what you can't say. Right. That's the whole theme in which we're doing, because a lot of times you can't say things. Maybe your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, friends can't say things, or you want to say something to them. Just hop on live. We'll say it for you. Believe you me. All right. So before we get started, first and foremost, want to always give honor to God. Without God, I'm nothing. I don't have anything without Him. He is everything to me. He's everything to my family, my wife. He's just everything to us all. So, what's up, D-Mama? And so, I just want to shout out my family, my friends, but definitely want to give God the glory first and foremost before we get started. Got to do that first. And now we're about to just jump on in here live. So welcome to CheesTake. Definitely want to thank my wife for all the graphics and all the stuff you guys see here. She's amazing. This is what she do. So, what I was able to do a whole lot of these things. So definitely want to shout out my beautiful wife, Christy. Thank you, babe, for everything that you do. You're amazing. I want to shout out all you guys, crew to rock with me, King Fish, Demar Palmer, Datrion, Jay. Dick Body go hop on. Black people, we can't be on time for stuff. See, that's the problem with us folks.
That was my apologies. That was my apologies. I had Chee late. That was my apologies. I'm trying to get it on that laptop today. Y'all so unique in the background. Trying to get my background set, and
it is what it is, player.
Trying to get it lined up right.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, you good, man. You looking smooth. You looking smooth.
Bring it down. Bring it down a little bit. There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You lined up now. You not.
That's perfect.
So it's amazing. So before we get started, I'm gonna get it for tonight. You know how we do this, y'all. How we get to the topic tonight is going to be celebrating life, and we're going to be doing a series on this. And it's going to be so cool. My crew never knows what I'm going to talk about. So in the whole theme of celebrating life, I want to definitely acknowledge today is an amazing day for my sister Kara. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, sis.
Birthday. Oh yeah.
Do what you do. She always let me tell you something, man. She always rag on me and get on me and stuff, man. And but it's a crazy thing, right? Because a lot of how I'm built resilient wise is because of her, like real talk, because she give it to me so hard and she gives so real so many times that if you know Kara, she gonna give it to you real. She's gonna give it to you real. She'll give it to you raw. Great heart, beautiful person, and so today's her birthday, so I want to definitely shout out Kara for her birthday.
Man,
many blessings, many
good
wonderful
for
things.
75. She look good for
75. She look good. She look good for 85.
Senior citizen, huh?
85.
Senior citizen.
Yeah.
She look good for AARP. AARP.
Man. She get all the discounts.
What's that little thing?
Bro?
What's the little thing? It's $9.99. You get your Colonial Health Insurance. She gonna kill me. She gonna beat me down when she see me, but that's okay. I'm gonna take that beat down with a blessing. But shout out to all my family in Trinidad and all over. That's actually checking out the stream, the live stream that we're doing tonight. So happy birthday, sis. I think she's out at dinner tonight. She put in the comments, behave yourselves. That ain't gonna happen. So you might as well miss that. That ain't gonna happen at all. So happy birthday, sis.
She already know.
I know, right? Many blessings to you. Love you. And I'll see you later. All right. So definitely want to shout out my sis for amazing things that she actually done. She's a wonderful person. To get us to know her, to love her, You know, she holds a lot of the segment and stuff down from a lot of people. So, you know, ain't nothing but love. So, what up, Jay? Yo, you know, we back. We in the house, y'all. You know how we doing this thing. I see that boy. He be having the GQ poster in the background. You know, we all don't have it like that. You know, we got a studio session.
I ain't gonna mess with you today, dog. I ain't gonna.
I am. They don't make no sense. Don't come on here all GQ. Don't expect them to say nothing. You know?
I'm gonna let you make it, man. My wife told me let you make it, bro. So I'm like, you know what?
You know,
I'm going.
Yeah, go and listen to that wife. You gotta listen to her.
I'm gonna let him be great.
Hey, he's so silly. Hey, y'all. So yes, tonight, you know, the topic is celebrating life. I started off by shouting at my sister, but you know, it's this is going to be a series, all right. And so we're going to be doing this 2 days out the week while we do this series. All right, we're going to kind of test some things out with that. So we're going to be doing this thing like on Tuesday and Thursday. And when we say celebrating life, we're going to be talking about, you know, we're going to talk about parenting. We're going to talk about relationships, marriage, celebrating life. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about all those different topics, right? Because all of that, if you get all that together the right way, you get to celebrate life the way you're supposed to. So when we talk about celebrate life, we're not talking about being grateful for life because, you know, most people are grateful for what they have. Most people are thankful for the things they have. So, you know, that's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about celebrating life. And I feel a lot of times people don't celebrate their lives. Okay. And so it's not just birthdays, right? We celebrate birthdays and people celebrate with us, but we don't. When's the last time you actually celebrate your life? And when we talk about celebrating your life, you know, it's very important because this past week has been kind of hard, you know, personally for myself and for my family because one of my amazing friends, my brother, I've known him for so long, you know, his son committed suicide. And man, this dude was, he was 17. He was 17 years old. You know, and some things went down with him and his girlfriend in regards to prom and some other stuff. And he just, you know, and then you find out some backstory behind some of this stuff, guys. And it's just, you know, he's a great kid, wonderful person. And so we're going to be talking about celebrating life, right? Because, you know, that's a hard thing. You know, I love him. You know, that's my brother. And I'm not going to go into no great details. I'm not going to get on names and all that stuff. I'm going to be private with all that.
It's no need.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to let you guys know that, you know, celebrate the life that you have, celebrate your children, celebrate these moments that you have. And because a lot of times we don't. We get caught in the day-to-day rut of living and just going to work and doing all these different things. So we don't just celebrate life. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it was so crazy because part two of what happened was close to our family was my daughter's best friend just lost her mom. You know, it was kind of crazy. It was all in the news. It was one of the things that happened on the news, y'all. It was kind of, you know, with her mom's boyfriend, you know, it's a domestic violence situation. And so, I mean, again, you know, we got to be able to celebrate this life that we have, and we got to start making better decisions when it comes to these relationships. You know, if you know something is toxic, you know, you can't change people. You got to be able to have enough strength to walk away from it. And, you know, everybody will tell you to leave, but, you know, there's a way to leave, right? You have to gradually kind of, you know, detach yourself away from a situation. And so these are some of the things we're going to be talking about, right? So stay tuned. So I want to go into depth. So a lot of you guys that hit me up from the last couple of shows on my DMs about jumping on CheesTake with, you know, with us. So if you're interested in doing that, just call me. Y'all got my phone number. DM me. You'll definitely come on, and you know, because you know we have an open forum, open platform. You could definitely jump in, give us your opinion, give us what you think about whatever topic we're going to be talking about. Nobody knows the topics. Like I always say, I know what they are. Nobody else on my team knows what they are. And so when we come on here, you're going to get it live. You're going to get it raw. You're going to get it real, right? Because that's the best way to do it. So again, with this series called Celebrating Life, we're going to be talking about a lot of those issues that I just explained to you in regards to. Now that's a little bit on the darker side, but we're going to be celebrating life. We're going to be talking about how you can, how you can uplift your life, how you can make changes in your life. We're going to talk about eating, health, a lot of those things that we don't, I'm gonna say we take for granted, but we don't understand the impact of it. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely won't get into some stuff. So tonight, right, we're just gonna touch a little bit of all that. We're gonna mix all that in a pot when we're talking about celebrating life, and just kind of talk about some real stuff, right? Some real stuff, and just kind of drop some nuggets here and there. And then when we actually do the podcast on a particular subject, we're going to dive a little deeper into it. And I think that's the best way to do it. So now tonight we're just going to be sprinkling some stuff in the air, and then we just kind of ride with that, if that's okay with y'all.
Yep.
Right. So what I want to start off with is like I said, in light of kind of where we are in society and the way things are, I think the first thing I really just kind of want to dive into when it says celebrating life is understanding that celebrating life means that you're taking full advantage and you're empowering yourself to be a better person, to be in a better position, be in a better place, and being selfless, not selfish, right? A lot of people with society now, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like a lot of times in society now, people, they're just selfish. You don't think about human life. I was just on the news. I don't know if y'all was seeing this stuff on the news, where, of course we know about the 16-year-old kid, and the 84-year-old man that his name, I'm going blank because I'm on here live. But if y'all know the name of the kid, I forgot, but he got shot. He went to the wrong address and bam,
right.
Just shot him, with this out of the blue. And then after that, there's a white girl upstate New York, if I'm not mistaken. She was in a driveway and somebody just bam hit her. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Yeah. And then after that, it was somewhere here in Texas. There was some cheerleaders that was going back to Austin, I think it was, something like that. And they stopped at HEB. It was late at night, and they went to the wrong car. It was late, and there's a dude sitting in the car, and he just opened fire on him. So, we got to be careful out here, y'all. We got to be able. That's why it's important to celebrate your life, have social awareness, but more importantly, understanding your worth, right? Understanding who you are, understanding there's some things that you may need to work on, may need to change. And I think if we do that in totality as a society, I think we all going to be better, right? So what I want to touch first is, and I let my crew, like we always do, jump in and just, kind of jump into some things. When we talk about celebrating life, the first thing I want to talk about is like self-reflection, self-healing. And I think a lot of times personally, a lot of people carry a lot of baggage around because they have unforgiveness. You know what I'm saying? They haven't forgiven the person who did them wrong. They haven't forgiven themselves. So they walk around with all this stuff. And then you got to jump in. And when you meet these people or you meet these friends, you got to dissect through all that. And so I'm at a place now in my life where I'm like, we need to be better in totality. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together and be like, okay, I need for you to understand who you are and understand that, it's okay. We all been dogged out. We all have some issues, but don't bring that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm going to start off by saying that because you can't celebrate your life unless you celebrate yourself. And I ain't talking about selfishly, because I don't understand why that is nowadays. Y'all can help me out, but why does it seem like that? When we say celebrate life, why everybody it's always about self. And it's not self to help somebody else. It's always like selfish. You know what I'm saying? Somebody always got to be, I got to look out for me. I got to look out for what I do. That's not how, where do we lose it? Y'all tell me, where do we lose it?
Let me see something. Let me see how I'm gonna dig in this. Celebrating life. My family comes first before me, right?
Right.
It comes a time where sometimes I forget about the things and the wants I need to celebrate them, right?
Right.
My twin's birthday is Monday. Everything that I've been doing this week, has been trying to celebrate my twins' life, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get lost in everyday life where
Right.
you forget to focus more on you and you
Right.
focus on your loved ones. So sometimes we got to know the difference between celebrating self and celebrating family also. So we got to find that common denominator where the middle you can celebrate you because sometimes you get lost on both sides. So I really that's a good question because I just go through the motions sometimes and forget about
Right.
celebrating life because
Exactly.
work, family, chores, taking care of business.
Responsibilities. Yeah,
Yeah.
responsibilities, right?
So
Well, the main thing is, and I like you said, we get lost on this a lot of times. But
sometimes, yep.
the main thing is you should start celebrating life the moment you wake up.
Right.
You got a
Exactly.
whole nother day. Jay Prince said this. Every day you wake up, you get two things: a chance and a choice.
I seen that.
So
Hmm.
whatever you do with that, when you wake up in the morning, all right. First off, let
Right.
me let me give honor to God for one, because I didn't have to wake up for one. So going forward throughout the day, now automatically you start thinking about everything you got to do. I got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. 9 times out of 10, none of that stuff has anything to do with you. So you have to put it in place, not just when it's time for you to go on vacation, you ready to go do this and do all that kind of stuff, but even throughout that regular day, put yourself first and think on different things that you can do for your own self. And the best part about that is other people get to benefit from that. From whatever you're doing for yourself, the ones that's closest to you get to benefit from that because you're a happier person. You you can be, you know what I mean? The way that you are can really spill out onto everybody else that come in contact with you. But at the same time, what you don't
Right.
want is for someone to use your happiness for their own selves, if that makes sense. You don't want nobody to snatch everything from you. And that's that part of, I believe you can be a bit
Absolutely.
selfish. You have to be a bit selfish because of the fact that if everything is coming through you at some point in time, man, you cannot break down. You can't lose it because everybody else will kind of suffer from that, if that makes sense.
But are you really so let me hit you with this thing. Are you really celebrating your life every day if you're not in the thing you're supposed to be doing? Because a lot of people wake up every day, you're not in your gift, you're not in your calling, you're working a job that's really not you. You just doing it
Hmm.
because you paying bills, right? So
Hmm.
are you really celebrating your life? Because you're not even fulfilling your purpose in life a lot of times because you're living in fear, right? You're living in fear
Right.
because you got you that paycheck overpowers your dreams. And so now all of a
Right.
sudden you don't even know how to transition because how do you transition, right?
At
Like what we doing
at
right
the
I got
at
a
the
here.
I got a question. I got a question, Jay. Chee, Chris.
Yeah.
As a leader, right?
Hmm.
Everybody on here is a leader and they own respective rights, right?
Right?
And as a leader, you're supposed to lead by example sometimes. Um, with your families, they look for you to celebrate them. They look for you to always have the answer, always have everything in order.
Right.
Right.
Um, how can you how can you focus on the individual as a family and focus on yourself as a household when you're trying to lead. So it's sometimes you get lost, and I get what you're saying, Chi. I get what you're saying too, Chris. Of course, God come first, of course, right?
Right.
Mhm.
But when the last time you took a moment and said, "Man, this a good life I live. This a good life I serve. This a good God I serve." When have you just took a time to reflect
Right.
on you, just you?
Yeah, I
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I actually
I
did it
Go
this
ahead,
morning.
yeah.
Jay. What you think, Jay?
I did it this morning. And let me speak from a spiritual leader standpoint.
Go ahead. Yeah, I know you're a leader.
So many times we could get so caught up into pouring out into other people's lives, in which we fail to realize that we need to be poured back into as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
And even throughout these past years or whatnot, there have been too many leaders, not just faith leaders, but even other leaders in different worlds and different capacities, secular worlds, the faith world.
Hmm.
They have poured so much into other people. They have celebrated everybody else's success, but they haven't reflected on their own success.
Right.
And they haven't sat down and just celebrated themselves. And it kind of brought on stress, kind of brought on suicidal thoughts. Good prime example. This is in my new book that's going to be released soon, where I talked about this famous DJ that was on Ellen DeGeneres show, DJ Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, he celebrated everybody else. He put
His
everybody
family.
else
Yep.
family first. He was just putting everybody else before his own self.
Right. Right.
And even hearing the story from another person that I know from Alabama who knows his family personally and real well, he even informed me that um, how he was just going through a whole lot internally, where people didn't even know what he was going through. He kept everything to himself. Uh,
Right.
but what I'm saying is that he didn't really celebrate himself. He didn't really just sit down to himself and just enjoy himself. He just enjoyed everybody else, celebrate everybody else externally, but deep down inside, he was going through a whole lot personally, internally.
He was always on. It
Yeah.
seemed
Yeah.
like he was always on.
He was always on, but I really feel the majority of people that we run into are people who do celebrate themselves. The problem is they selfish. So they celebrate, it's all about them. And they celebrate themselves so much, they can never pour into you.
Mm.
Right? They never can give into you. So,
Mhm.
it's what it says, the old saying, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of them situations. So
Yeah.
that's what we run into a lot of times, right? Because society is teaching people nowadays. Let me ask, when's the last time, how many people actually know their neighbor? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people actually know your neighbor?
Real talk. I know one.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
And you've been
right
living at
across
your
the street
street
from me.
forever. You've been living at your house
Forever.
for a long time, right? We know like
Forever.
one person, right? We don't even get to know people no more because, it's just so different. Everybody's so selfish. I don't even understand how people be in relationships now because
Yeah.
everybody got their own criteria of what they want, right, in life. And
Right.
so they want to impose that on you. What's the last time somebody ever sat down and say, you know what can I do for you? Wholeheartedly, no strings attached. You know what I
Because
mean?
is it because they expect the man to be so strong
It ain't
that
just, it could be,
they don't?
it's not a gender thing, it's male or
Nah.
female.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just
You
talking
know,
about us as leaders. Yeah, I'm just talking about us as leaders. I'm
right.
talking the grand scheme of things, everybody. But
Right.
do me can they expect men to be leaders and so strong that we get lost in our feelings? Our feelings can't be showed, or what y'all think?
That's
Exactly.
that's 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 part of it. But I also believe that um people don't want to be, they don't want to be gamed. So
Meaning what?
They
as
want to
far
be,
as
yeah,
if you go out of your way, you
Mhm.
do certain things, and like I said before, you don't want someone to be taking advantage of you. So after a while, okay, if I go and I do whatever for a person, you know, being selfless, going out and doing whatever for a person, that person comes back. They want you to do something else for them. All right, cool. That person comes back. They might bring two mofo. So after a while, you sitting there thinking like, okay, man, are you gaming me? What's really going
right.
on? When are you gonna
Exactly.
get yourself? When are you gonna get yourself straight in order to be able to do something for me? And I ain't doing what I'm doing for you to do something back.
Right.
But at the same time, like, man, where's your thought process and what are you thinking?
But see,
When are you
that's the
thinking
whole
about
point.
somebody else other than yourself?
The problem is we suffer from life insecurities. Like a lot of people are insecure, whether you think it or not. You're insecure because of what you just said, Chris, right?
Mhm.
Because you do for people, they don't do back for you. So now you
Right.
build up that heart of, it's no longer a heart of gold, it's a heart of steel, right?
Mhm.
And so for
Yeah.
somebody to get through that heart, they got to drill through it. Because why? You haven't
Oh, thank you, froze.
celebrated, realize
Okay.
you don't even realize you're celebrating somebody's life that's insecure.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They're
Mm-hmm.
insecure and they don't even understand how to celebrate you. They don't even understand how to celebrate you because they want to do it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
everybody is a product of the environment that they're raised in. You are a product, good or bad. You got half your mama in you and half your daddy in you, and you were raised a certain way. And it doesn't matter
Right.
what that is, you got that person in you. And so a lot of times, we got some of these genetic things in us that we got to fight through. But this is why it's important that you celebrate yourself and celebrate life, because life is going to come, all these different things going to come at you. And there's nothing, I ain't saying nothing that nobody don't know, right? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Everybody know this stuff. But what we're seeing is, why is nobody making changes to this stuff? Like, why nobody coming out here and say, you know what? I'm gonna do this for you. Set some boundaries. I'm gonna be selfless. You show me. But society's showed us that every relationship, every friendship, everything we do is a microwave society, right? You got an iPhone 10 by next year you got an 11. Next year it's a 12, right? You got this kind of
Right.
car, and very next year you got a different brand of the same car. That's how we treat everything else. We treat people and situations like we treat things. And then we
Yeah.
expect those people to not be reflected like things. That's what
It's
we
it.
do.
But question is it a thing of wanting to be celebrated now?
Everybody, listen. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, right? This is real talk, right? If you we gonna keep it 1,000. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna have to just, what I'm saying. There,
While
there are
we thinking
four
on these
things.
things,
Right.
while we thinking on these things, I'm eating my fried mushroom.
He's stupid.
Just
Also,
All
D-
right.
let, let me
disgusting.
I'm gonna help
let
you
me
out here.
show some of
Disgusting.
these. Let me show some of these comments real quick. You can show the comments on the screen. So,
Mhm.
there's one that I just read, where
I ain't gonna
Quanda
lie,
said,
y'all
"Healthy."
intelligent. I can't do all of that. Oh, this don't
Nah,
special, boy. Jay, I can't do
he's
all that, Jay.
stupid, bro.
You something else,
He's
boy.
stupid, bro.
I'm trying to look how you do that. Show me
Oh
that, Jay.
Hey man, that's
Let me
all we did
see.
was post a thing on there. It's
my God!
highlighted.
This is gonna be a fun group, dog. For real.
All right,
This is
Hey,
gonna be
so
fun.
Oh, I
so
see. I
Quanda,
see it. What?
Quanda out of Atlanta said it has to be a healthy
Mhm.
balance. You can celebrate yourself and everyone at the same time. People just
Hmm.
need to be aware of their boundaries.
That's true.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
true.
I mean,
That's
that's
true,
true.
Quanda.
That's
Miss
true.
Quanda.
Here's how it is, right? Everybody, there are four things. I don't care who you are in life. These four things you must have in your life. right? You must be appreciated. That's number one. Everybody want to be appreciated. You hear what I'm saying to you? And no matter what you do, no matter who you are, you want to be appreciated. You go to work every day, even though that's your job, even though you can say to yourself, I'm staying over here. I ain't going to mess with nobody. I'm here to do my job. Everybody want to be appreciated for the effort, the time, and the work they put in. You want to be appreciated by your spouse, your friends, your family, people around you. You want to be appreciated even if you don't know nobody. You want to be appreciated for the things that you bring to the table, whatever it is that you do. The second thing you want in your life is that you want to be applauded for the things that you want to do, right? You want to be applauded. You want somebody to pat your back.
Chee, you trying to chop it, Chee.
In life, you know, it's been rough. You know what I'm saying? Great. In other words, for like, if you have raised your children, you hear what I'm telling you? Guess what? From birth to 18 or 17, guess what? You're a great parent. If they went to school, had food on the table, clothes on their back, you're a great parent, right? You wasn't perfect. Maybe you could do things differently, right? But you want to be applauded in life for the things that you do. So you want to be appreciated, you want to be applauded, and then you want to be accomplished, okay? You want to be accomplished in the things that you do, right? Because in everything that you do, you want a successful result. You don't just do things for the heck of it. You go to your job all the time to be what? What's the accomplishment? You're right there.
Compensation.
Promote you, right?
Oh, yeah,
you want your spouse to say, you know what? Right. You accomplish. You want your wife to say, or your husband to say, you know what, baby, proud of you. You know, I'm so glad you did this, right? Your friends that say, you know what, I'm so proud of you. I saw where you came from. Look where you at now. Your family, right? Those accomplishments. We yearn for that. Everybody, right? Everybody. And the last thing is we want to be accepted. And when I say that is that people always say, well, I want to be. No, the thing called social non-acceptance. You don't want to be, if you're in society and you're not accepting the grain of things, everybody treat the way, that's going to have an effect on your life. If there are certain things that you have not embraced in the process of things in life, guess what? I don't care what anybody says. You are going to feel a certain way. You're going to have insecurities. You're going to have some issues. You're going to have some problems. You want to be appreciated, applauded, accomplished, and accepted. Those are four things. Those are four things everybody must have. Celebrating your life is understanding those four things. And that should be your goal. That should be your agenda. That should be the thing that you aim for in life. Those four things. However you need to get that, once you get those four things, you are a better person. You are a whole person, right? A lot of people walk around here, they're not even a whole person, right? They're a whole person when you see them, but they're so incomplete on the inside because they're missing some one of those four things. And a lot of selfish people are the ones who really broadcast it real good.
Well,
but they
I think
keep it 1,000. They empty and shout.
I think a lot of the ones that you're saying that are selfish, a lot of them are really putting on a front. They don't really have it like they really show to. They don't really they walk around in a false confidence, honestly, because it's just a lot of. If we're looking at social media and all that kind of stuff, man, you know what I mean? It's a lot of fake stuff that go on there. It's just plain and simple. People always put on their best. Yes. My brother-in-law who's a minister, he said something one time. He said, just in the photos that you present, how many times did you take that photo? How many different times did you take it?
Let's keep it real. Chris, you're keeping it too shallow. How many filters people put on these photos? And they live their life in filters. They live life in filters. Let's keep it 1,000. That's how they live it.
I don't want nobody getting no iPhone. iPhones are the devil.
You know,
because that ain't you.
That ain't you. You do not look
you.
like that, and that's not fair. You are not. You live life as a filter. You can't even be yourself on a picture because you have to be flawless every time, and you're not even a flawless person because everybody got imperfections. Everybody got stuff they.
I don't know about nobody else, man. I'm, you know, what I mean, I ain't a small dude. And
what's your size got to do with anything?
No, what I'm saying is I ain't no small dude. When I take that picture, you know what I'm saying, I'll be like, hurry up. I'm trying to suck in my gut.
Chris,
that's false.
That's false. That's what you need. We're gonna talk about that. Health.
That's false. That's why I meet my mushroom right now.
First of all, that whole mushroom thing. I mean, look, but he ain't through with me yet. My diet ain't consistent with eating mushrooms.
You ain't
like
lying.
that.
I can't do nothing like that. What you thinking, Jay? What you thinking,
know.
Jay? It's on your mind. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you.
He think about these mushrooms. He think about these mushrooms.
Will y'all celebrate y'all life a little more from this conversation? Once a week or maybe once a month? Will y'all celebrate y'all life a little bit more?
Yeah,
from this conversation.
We talked about that. We already talked about stuff we're gonna do. We're gonna meet up.
I actually started when I was 40. Well, I'm 40. I'm 45 now.
Okay.
When I turned 40.
Okay.
Milestone. Well, I say this. It was different things I wanted to try to accomplish. I always said I'd be in a house before I was 30 years old. I did that right on the mark.
But here's the problem. If you didn't do that, would you feel like less accomplished if you didn't do that?
Yes, because I set a certain goal.
Why would you put a pressure on yourself though? Like life can hit you like
that's so just me. Life always happens. So since you said that, I got in the house before I was 30.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So I got in the house. I got in my house in November of 08. November of 08. Lost my job in March of 09.
Wow.
So life happens, right? Now, I'll show you what happened for a whole year. I ain't had no job for a whole year. A whole year. My wife held it down. She held it down.
Right. So
we never asked for anything. The only thing we did, bro, real talk, we prayed throughout the whole process. So that one thing of life happening, at the moment my unemployment ran out, the next day I had a job.
Okay. I'm glad you have that because we're talking about celebrating life. You said you got the house, you lost the job, your wife helped you hold it down, right?
Right.
Here's a situation. Now, I'll bring that up because a lot of people want to get married. A lot of people want to be in relationships, and they do not understand that the ceremony is great. Saying the vows is great. Wearing the tuxedo and the dress is great. But I'm going to share something that somebody taught me a long time ago. This is true. This is true to the heart. The measure of a man in a relationship is what he does to his woman, his wife, when he has everything. The measure of a woman in a relationship is what she does when a man has nothing. Okay? And I don't mean nothing as he out in the street and he's destitute. I'm talking about, you want to know the measure of somebody? That's the measure of character in a person. That's the measure of what you are and define what you are in that whole relationship. Is measured by when a man has everything. Because most men, a lot of men who have everything, leave their wife, leave their girlfriend. They think they got it on their own. They didn't realize you didn't have what you have. You have what you have because she invested in you. You have what you have because she has some stuff that she brought to the table. Like Raquel, you see what I'm saying? She held it. She had that. That's how you measure a woman. When you lost that job, watch this. Hold on, Chris. When you lost that job, you know what she didn't do? She didn't beat you down. She didn't say you less than the man of the house. She didn't say that there are times like people didn't even notice. My wife made more money than me. Chrissy made more money for a while. Never treated me any different. And there are a lot of times for a long time, like people didn't understand That's the measure of it. How do you look at your husband, your boyfriend? How do you look at that person, ladies? If he don't make that money that he did when he first met you, the situation happens.
That's a grown
That's a
that's a
measure.
grown conversation.
Oh,
Celebrate life.
I thought you was about to say a grown ass woman, but
That's
okay,
exactly what
okay,
it is. It's
conversation,
people
okay.
1000.
Is
No,
that
my
is that
bad, Jay. My bad, Jay. I thought,
Nah, you good.
yeah,
You good.
yeah.
but
The measure
it
of a
is
woman.
that too. It is that too, because
That's
that's
true.
a grown up situation. That's stuff
Okay.
that our parents went through. A lot of us didn't ever think that if we get in this life that we would actually have to go through the same thing.
Right.
And seeing if you saw those situations, that kind of prepared you for different things that happen. Me going through and seeing the times when my mother was working, and my father was struggling a bit with different things when he set out to try to start his own businesses and things like that. He went through certain things, but she was there. She did her
Right.
thing. Now,
Right.
my mother is different because she was on it. She was yada, da, 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 da. Him being who he was, like Jay, he was a pastor. He was he's into the things of the Lord. So during that time, he was able to not lose it, but keep striving towards what he was trying to do. And he ended
Right.
up doing it.
And we
Not
love
not
our
with me.
parents.
Yeah, not with me, it was a different situation. So I can be honest with everybody. During that time, bro, these four walls was closing in.
Right. You
I'm
felt
like,
something
man,
because you felt about your manhood. Because you
I
felt a
felt
certain
something
way.
about my manhood. Bro,
Yes.
I stopped watching TV because you know what's on during the daytime? You got them stories on, you can mess around and get caught up in that crap. But that one commercial with that dude that keep on coming on there talking about you're not doing anything, you just sitting there. Why don't you go
That's
to
it.
ITT Tech or
ITT Tech.
whatever?
Yep. Yeah. Go to that school. Yep.
Bro, homeboy he had me hot because I'm sitting there like this dude talking about me, bro. He really talking about my mind was messing with me during that
Right.
whole situation.
But that never. This is what I'm saying to you, Raquel. You never lost your value because you lost a job. You hear what I'm saying to you? So
Right.
anybody listen to this, whatever you go through, is not diminish who you are. A job
Nah.
is what you do. It's never who you are. It's never who you are. It's what you
That's true.
do. And too many times we use that as some kind of stepping stone or some kind of point to reach to define a person, right?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with it. I don't care how much money you make, how many degrees you have. Your character and who you are is measured by the times when things don't go the way you plan,
That's
right?
Man,
that's the thing when we was talking about last week about the old generation versus new generation. The
right.
new generation, if those tough times get tough,
Yeah, they done.
9 times out of 10, they not sticking around. Not 9 times,
Yeah.
sometimes. I might be wrong. I
Ain't
don't
no,
don't
you
don't
ain't
beat me up.
wrong. You ain't wrong. 9 or 10
Uh,
times they gone. They ain't got to be young
the
generation.
old the
Any
old
generation.
generation understand that tough times don't last always.
Right.
And when you sign
Right.
up for a relationship and a partner, you got to understand that you need to help or you need to assist to keep that boat moving or keep
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
car going. So
Yeah.
that's that old versus new. I learned that from the old, not the new.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
because
but
the thing you walk around, you learn
not to give
what
up.
you learn not to give up, but you learn what you actually have in you. You know what I'm saying? So
but you also
I
learn
would
what's in the other person. Because that's what
yeah,
matters.
man, look, me getting up every morning, walking my wife out, she going to work. When she came home, house clean. When my little girl came to the house, when she got off that bus, she had something to eat. My wife came home, she had something to eat, clothes washed, everything. I still I didn't just sit there. I didn't just stay stagnant. I'm like, look, I'm online. I'm trying to find these jobs. I got to do this, got to do that. But you know what? Yeah, it's stuff to do. I'm not laying around and just sitting around. My wife out there getting it. So since she out there doing the things that I feel like I should have been doing.
Exactly. Right. And that
You
goes
see what I'm
both
saying?
ways, right?
Let me hop in real quick if I can.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, would you all stay in a toxic environment and you know it's toxic? And I know that
Heck no.
we
Nope.
talk about the old tradition ways versus this new tradition, old school versus new school. So, if you're working on a toxic job and you're working with toxic people, so would you stay at this job and you know it's toxicity every single day, or would you leave?
Depending on the benefits.
Watch, it's easier said than done. I promise you. You know why?
Depending on them
Because guess
benefits.
what? Right.
Good
Because
jobs are hard to come by.
I do
They
you one
really
better.
are. But I know
Jobs are
how
hard
to
to come
shut
by, right?
I know how to shut this off. I ain't
Watch
gotta
this.
listen to you. I ain't gotta deal with you.
Watch this.
I can go ahead
I'm
and do
gonna
my
share
job and get my check.
the reason why you stay at a job. I'm gonna show you something. The reason why you stay in relationships longer than you should have. The reason why you stay in friendships longer than you should have. The reason why you stay at situations longer than you should have is because you stay at jobs longer than you should have.
Mhm.
Because the job has taught you that I'm gonna put up with a bunch of stuff for that paycheck. So it's hard for you
Yep.
to leave. You tired. You
Yep.
gotta do, man. You gotta do all this stuff. So now you drain down, you physically, and now what you have done, and you don't even realize it, is you have now built up a fortitude to deal with something longer than you should have. And that's what we do. We don't teach people how to transition out of stuff. What you learned, and the reason why you stay in that friendship longer is not because you don't know your friend ain't no good. You don't stay in a relationship. The reason why you stay long in that relationship is not because you don't know that you should be leaving or you should be gone. You stay longer because the same way you treat that job, it's the same way you treat your relationships, your friendships, and out of a job, and how they treat their job and how they do this, that, and the other. I gotta find something else. I'm not gonna do this. I gotta move around. I gotta do this. That same person, watch how they treat other people. Watch how they get out of toxic situations because they have built up to be.
Hey, hold on, Chee, because
Right?
Hold on.
That's why.
Hold on. Chee,
Guess what?
Chee,
Get out.
Chee, you breaking up real bad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm breaking up. Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, you dropping too many gems.
miss
It
it.
sound like a robot.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you got to sit there with your hands.
Catch up. Yeah, they hating.
Right.
Internet service
Right.
hating.
The devil want to move, but see, the devil think he's slick, but he can't stop this, right? As soon as you start saying stuff, all of a sudden it start freezing up on you, right? Ain't that how it happened?
They said in the comments, you need to repeat. All
right, I'll say it again.
The
reason why you have built up a fortitude to deal with people, deal with situations, is because of how you deal with your job. Most of us spent more time at our jobs than we do with our family, our friends, and everything else. You spend 8 hours a day there, more than you spend with your own kids and everything else. So if that job is toxic and that job don't treat you right, and that job don't do the things they're supposed to do for you, and you sit there and you tolerate it and you put up with it, you will do the same thing in a relationship. You're going to tolerate it and you will put up with it. You'll do the same thing in a friendship. Why? Because you have not found a way to transition out of that toxic situation. Anybody says up and leave, everybody will tell you up and leave a situation. They always do. Everybody got advice for you when you're in something toxic. They'll tell you to leave. Nobody ever sit down with you and say, how do I leave? I can't just up and leave my job like that. I got bills to pay. But you can transition out of that. How you transition out of that? Well, guess what? That same person that's telling you you should leave say, you know what? Hey, can you do me a favor? I work these crazy hours. Is there any way you can help me update my resume? Hey, if I send you this, do you know anybody else that might be hiring over here? See, there's ways that you can help somebody transition out some things, and watch what happens. If you learn that, you'll transition out of some crazy relationships. Because the same person will tell you, well, you know what? You don't have to be in that thing. You can stay over here. Let's find you another place over here. Let's find you something temporary over here. Let's find this over here. The same way you treat that job, it will reflect every single other relationship and situation you deal with. You don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. If you're in a toxic situation at a job, check out your relationship. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to put up with a bunch of stuff that you really shouldn't have. And I'm talking about some real toxic, crazy things.
I think, and I'm gonna let you go, Jake. And I feel like in this area, when we're talking about this whole toxic thing, I think you can really speak on this, being in ministry and things like that, because we have to really look back and see what we allowed as kids, see what we allowed throughout the years. We dealt with a bunch of stuff. And a lot of them things that happen when you were children is what shape you into who you are now. It either going to have you to, you know what, I never let such and such happen again, and it's going to change you in that area, or you going to build up to the point to where, well, I got through it
tolerate it
this long, I tolerate it. But I would, Jay, what do you see on that side?
I was just gonna say that a lot of people get too comfortable, and the reason why is because they are just used to certain jobs, certain relationships. They just don't know how to break free if
Stability.
toxicity. And even with that, also speaking from the ministry standpoint, we have a lot of leaders who don't know how to transition. A lot of times, God have spoken to certain leaders, but they have stayed in this particular leadership position for so long, where they got so comfortable, where God told them to transition and let everybody else take on this role. And that's why a lot of leaders, we have a lot of older leaders who don't know how to pass the baton to somebody that's younger. And it goes back to what someone said earlier. I believe her name is Laura. I'm just going to show what she said earlier. She said she wants those around her to enjoy life with her, as long as they're not manipulating her. And and I know I'm gonna get myself in trouble, but that's all good. But
there ain't no trouble.
It's a lot of manipulation going on, not just in ministry, but even outside of ministry as well, where we have too many people who are just trying to hold on to certain folks, where you don't want them to prosper and go to the next level in life, so you try to hold on to them. And even in the ministry, in the faith, we have a lot of leaders who don't know how to develop other leaders to become great in ministry. And we get mad when they leave our ministry and go to another ministry.
That's the selfishness.
That's the selfishness part.
Yeah, but here's a situation that I'm pushing running into today. See, there's a whole nother level to some of this stuff, y'all. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 with you. A lot of times in church has become a business now. I'm just gonna keep it real. You go to church business now, man. It's like a business now. Church wasn't always like that. You know what I'm saying? You used to go to church and you could feel the anointing of God. You could feel the power of God. There was a warmth. There was a loving nature to church. You know what I'm saying? Now you go to church, they fight for your membership. They got prosperity messages. They only teach certain things when it comes to money and certain things that's going to make you feel good. They don't teach you. They don't keep it 1,000 with you because they scared you're going to lead a church. They scared that you're not. A lot of pastors. Let me tell you something. A lot of ministers nowadays, they don't even you know what I'm talking about. Like they don't even. It's not even the same no more. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even. It's not the same, man.
It's not the same anymore because old generation didn't have all the technology and things of that nature. So it's some churches and things of that nature are growing with the time, right? Old generation, we were straightforward in the church, nothing else. Now you got broadcasting, They doing lives, and so they growing. Some churches are growing with the time though.
Right, but
Man,
Some of them.
the
the
anointing
thing,
shouldn't change though. The
the
God is
anointing, the
still
anointing
God.
shouldn't change. The anointing should never change. But
Right.
here's what changes.
Okay.
The thing that changes that I've been man around it since I was a kid. The thing that changes is that you can't touch the leaders anymore. You can't get to them. You got to go through too much.
Yeah, they
I
got
remember,
all this. Oh yeah, you got all this pastoral
bro.
team and
I
all this kind of stuff. You
I,
can't even go
remember.
up to them in church. They got security.
It's
You
like
can't even
this
go
here.
up to them in church.
I remember a time, man. I lived in a neighborhood where it was at least 4 to 5 ministers in the whole neighborhood, and these dudes, you seen them every day, regular jobs, come home, get to studying, do whatever they got to do. Might hold a Bible study or something like that at their own home. You see them on the weekend. You can actually this person. Now I don't, and I know everybody has heard this. It's always a my church.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
that's my pastor.
Mhm.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You got to get out of you starting to praise and put a person on a pedestal that they should not be there. Let's be 100. We as if you're in any kind of if that's your walk, I'll just say this: if that's your walk, that walk is supposed to be so unselfish that it's crazy. You have who you have. You believe in what you believe in. You walk in what you walk in. Now, some of these big churches, man, I'm gonna just say this, and it is what it is. It is exactly how I feel. Some of these big churches, they have so many doggone members in it. They have so many people in them. No one is really doing work anymore.
Right.
The thing is, what Jay was saying was right. Some of these ministers and these pastors and these leaderships don't want other people to come up.
No,
Now,
listen. We
let's
can do from the spiritual standpoint. You're absolutely right, but we could take that to anything. There are people at your job don't want you to come up. Anything in life. You got spouses. Get this now. You got people that are married to somebody that don't want to see them shine, and you got the same last name as that person. How is that even possible? How you don't want the person that got your last name with you, rocking with you?
That runs rampant, bro. No, I don't understand why. Because I'm always like this, man. If everybody just did their job, the whole job would be easy. If everybody did their job, the whole job would be easy. We can get out of here. We can enjoy each other while we actually here. Everybody do what they supposed to do, man. Let's handle up on business. Let's take care of everything. It's the same thing in what we're doing right now. We got 4 different people, all got different mindsets. We don't think the same. Not on everything. We might have certain things that we agree on, but we are all going to feed off each other because we come with one common goal. Man, look here. We first to put this thing together. We gonna reach out to people that we might not ever meet in life, but we first to drop some things. We first to drop some gems. All this is coming from stuff that we done came up in.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question about churches. Can churches make mistakes?
All the time.
But you know the difference is
they ran by unperfect people.
Man. You ain't got to be spiritual to keep 100. Let me keep it 100 with you. Let's keep it what it is. Let me tell you something. The reason why we all on here right here is because when you find people in life that rock with you and they rock with you irregardless, that's all it takes. You ain't got to be spiritual. You ain't got to have a whole lot of education. You ain't got to have all these accolades. When somebody get it and they rock with you, they rock with you. Period. That's what it takes. That's why 4 of us jump on here. When I called y'all, see, people, I'm gonna keep 1,000. People don't even know how we did this. We was talking about this. Me, Jay, Damon, Daytrick. Y'all, we've been talking like this for years. Chris, we've been talking about this for years. This ain't new. This podcast stuff might be new because of this whole thing we're doing. This ain't new. When you rock with somebody, you rock with them. When you have your heart, you selfless, and you want to build with somebody, you build with them. Now, I've seen people, because I'll be honest with you, we give too much credit for people who we think deficient in areas, and they're not. Because the same person that I see it all the time. Let's just keep it. Let me tell you something. Let's keep it what it is.
We got great messages.
Exes.
We got great messages on the. We got great messages just on the lower scale, right? The Eric Thomas, the ET hip hop preacher, TD Jakes, so on and so forth. They just touching a wider scale, but we can touch people that we know and things of that nature, and we can grow also. You see what I'm saying? And get that message out to certain people.
We do it every day. We do it
every day.
And let me say
every day.
Let me say this as I may, real quick. You don't have to have a title to be a preacher.
Right.
We get that twisted that just because you have a title behind your name, you are a preacher, you're a pastor, you're a minister, you're an apostle, you this, you that, all this.
None of that matters.
But none of that don't matter when you operate in the kingdom of God. Titles don't mean anything. I tell people I don't care about a title. So just because I have a title don't mean that I'm gonna act a certain way. I'm gonna be real transparent with you, keep it 100 with you. I'm just gonna be me. A title, I don't hide behind a title, and that's the problem with so many people within the faith that hide behind a title, where they put on a mask and stuff, where they can't be real and transparent and honest with themselves and other people as well. So even I don't, so many times I may not get invited to a lot of places to speak. I don't care about that, because every day people I come in contact with, I'm preaching, I'm ministering to them. That's all that matters. I don't need a platform behind four walls to do ministry. Ministry is done outside the 4 walls. So
there you go.
That's really what I want to say, just to clear the air with whoever may be listening.
Yeah. Because that's why I was going. That's why I was going earlier. When we was talking about you were saying about how certain people in leadership don't want you to elevate, don't want to do anything like that. The reason why I said that is because your church, if you have a huge church, a lot of times is not. This is me. I don't feel like someone should be at that one establishment for 20 doggone years. If you ain't got it by the end, man, I don't understand. You need to be out spreading the word and giving it to somebody else. It's just like, okay, Chee, you didn't know how to run this thing. You got the knowledge from somebody else, right? Am I wrong?
To run all this?
To run all of this, you started getting the knowledge from someone else, right?
Yeah, I started getting the knowledge.
Okay.
Well, God gave me. I'll tell you what it is. It's what most of us have a gift and a talent, and we never tap into it in life. We never do, because we're too busy working, and nobody's teaching us how to transition. Whatever it is that you're great at, you have a gift. And I was telling an example. I was the platform that I was teaching on, KPCFX, amazing platform. Excuse me. I talked about this. I taught the cafe, and I told somebody. I was talking to the group, I should say. And let me give you an example of how you can transition in life into certain things, just like what I'm doing here, just what we all doing here. If you are great at baking, guess what? That's your gift. The thing that everybody tells you you're great at, that's the thing you're supposed to be doing. Period.
Right.
Okay. The thing that people hate you for is the thing you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, have somebody tell you, you know what, you talk too much. You know what, you do this too much. You too happy. You too organized. You get on my nerves. Guess what? All of that
put them on the radio.
Gift. Right. How many
Put
of
them on the
us wish
radio.
somebody had told us that? Has somebody
Yeah.
told you talk too much, get on the radio? Oh, you're too
Yeah.
organized. Well, you know what? You need to be building, organization stuff. You need project management. How many
Yeah.
times we have gifts that people watch us for years tell us, and they never invest in us? So what happened in a situation like this is an example, like I was saying, where you at a job and you know how to bake, you know how to cook, you do something that's great. People always tell you your pies are good, your cookies are good. Guess what? Here's how you transition in life. Here's how you help somebody in life. Guess what? Bake the cookies and you take it to the break room at your job. I can't tell you nobody turns on free stuff in the break room. Okay?
Nah.
If you put it in the break room, everybody gonna eat it. Okay, let's just keep it 1,000. Everybody gonna eat it out the break room.
Oh,
So
man.
you bake some cookies, you put them in the break room, and you say, "Hey guys, guess what? I'm trying out these cookies. Tell me how you feel, if you like it, right? Okay, let me see it. Just give me your full feedback on it." Everybody say, "Oh, I'm feeling that," right? Next week, you bake a cake, right? Do that for 1 month. Let me tell you what will happen. And after the month, guess what? Everybody got birthdays, graduations, holidays, and you know what they're
All
gonna
of
be
a
thinking
sudden,
about?
Yeah.
They're gonna be thinking
Yeah.
about your cookies. They're gonna think about
Yeah.
your cake, and then somebody
Yeah.
gonna say, "Hey, I have to ask you this. I'll pay you though. Can you bake that cake that you baked last month? Watch this. Can you bake that cake that you baked last month? Oh, okay, yeah. I'll pay you for it though. Okay, cool. Somebody else say, man, my daughter got this thing for class. Them cookies are amazing. I'll pay you for that. All of a sudden, you don't even know it. You're running a bakery at your job, and God is showing you can step in and manifest some things. There's so many of us that don't have anybody to help us transition things in life. That's why we're not able to get to certain arenas and areas in life, because nobody sits there and says, you know what are you good at? Let me help you do certain things. We've been talking to each other for years, and it's just we say, hey, let's jump on a podcast, let's do what we do, and let's take this to another level. I don't have all this stuff down pat. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist. I do have a college degree, but more important, I got a life degree. I know how to live life. I've been in this thing. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying to you.
to piggyback on what you said, man, you doing it. If you're doing all of that at your job, the point when you know that it's time to step away is when your job tell you can't do that.
Bingo. But
when they
that's
say
what I'm
you
saying
can't,
to you.
Hey, you can't really do that. You can't be making money, on the side up here.
And guess what people are gonna do? They're gonna get your personal number, and they're gonna call you outside of work, and they're gonna tell you, hey, you grill. How many people grill real good? How many people got big ribs and make chicken and all this stuff real good? People always telling you your chicken good, your ribs are good. You know what I'm saying? You got gifts and talents that at your very job, God can bless you and transition you out of. There are people that walk right in. Do you understand? You can walk right into your gift. You ain't got to even step. You can walk right into it.
Can I ask something? I got you, D. I got you for you did it.
Take over. Take over.
No. Real talk.
Okay.
So Jay, what made you write a book?
Interesting question. I like that.
It's a great question.
And this is another way for you to plug your book. Go on, throw it out there.
Yeah.
We already see the banner, so go ahead.
All right. So what made me write this book on the banner? I'm going to talk about the one that's going to be released soon. So the one that's on the banner called "Stepping Into Greatness." What I realized during 2020 and even before 2020, we all know 2020 was the year of the pandemic. So I came in contact with a lot of people who want to do great things, and they just didn't know how to actually step into greatness. All the pain that they've been through in life, they had a purpose in life, but just didn't know what their purpose was in life. And even all the things that I've poured into other people, spoke life into other people, even preached how to step into greatness, finding your life purpose. That was really the biggest thing of me writing a book, to actually not just inspire people locally, but just people worldwide, from a wider range, all over the world, even outside the U.S. And even with this book, Stepping into Greatness, it's not a regular book. It's more of it's typically like a devotional, but I don't even like the word devotional. I use the word inspirational read, where you can
Okay.
read
Okay.
uh, each day. Like it's a 50-day inspirational read where you can read at your own leisure. You can actually read it within
So
2 days.
so tell the people where they can find that book. Everybody's
Uh, you
listening right now.
you can find the book on my website, www.jvincent.org.
That's
Um,
J Vincent, Jay
VINS
VINSON
Drop
.org.
drop it in the
.org.
drop it in the chat.
Yeah, drop it in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just drop it in the chat. And it's Stepping into Greatness. It's a great book. I actually
And,
got it. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
the reason why I asked that, man, is because you have a lot of people that deal with a lot of different things and don't know how to express those things. It's we started off this whole thing when we was talking earlier. We was talking about, she was talking about the young man that uh took his life.
Mhm.
And I am a I'm very, very big on mental health. I really am. Because
And
a
we're
lot
gonna
of things,
go and we're gonna go over a show on that. We're gonna do
yeah,
celebrating life. We're gonna
yes.
talk about mental illness, and we're gonna get in deeper into that. And
I
I know you'll definitely be on for that one,
the
Chris.
the the,
So
re, the reason why I talk about it, man, because this right here, I love this. We don't do this as
Fellowship.
a race, as a race of people. We don't do this.
Yeah, fellowship. Yep, yep.
We do not, and it goes back to what you're talking about as far as celebrating yourself, celebrating life, and not being so selfish in your own self to where you don't share when you're actually hurting,
mm,
when you're actually going through
right,
something.
prideful.
Things you go through can actually help somebody
Somebody
else.
else. That's right.
But we
That's
get
right.
so protected, we get so stuck
We're
in the
prideful.
everyday thing
Is it
to
because you
where
was built?
what is
Is it because you was built to be so strong and a warrior, where you
no,
can't express
I don't
it
think
those
it's that.
it's
feelings?
it's half and
It's a lot of
half.
people have a hard time expressing themselves because they were just built like that.
I
But
don't even
So
think it's that.
how can
that
you
that
all of
goes
a sudden change that all of a sudden when you down there 40 or 50 years old and that's all you
because it
know?
it goes
Well,
it goes back to what we was talking about last week.
Hmm.
Now think about this here. You asked a question about being vulnerable, but you was
Hmm.
talking about just
Last week.
in a relation, just being in a relationship with your wife.
Hmm.
It goes further than that because when you have to open yourself up to be able to talk to somebody else, man,
It's
when you
hard.
when you've been conditioned to be guarded all your life, you don't share your business. You don't tell everybody your business. You don't
right,
what happens in this house stays in this house.
right,
All that kind of stuff that you've
right.
heard over the years can put
That's
you
it.
in a place to where, man, I'm like this all day
You're
long.
guarded. You're guarded, and you're not going to open up. And
Right.
it's fear. If you open up, it means you're vulnerable, right? If you're
Yeah.
vulnerable, somebody gonna take advantage of that.
And let me share this for the people in the comments and everybody that's listening. I have only met in person Chee through this whole thing.
That's true.
Through this
yeah,
whole thing, I've
That's
only met
crazy. I
Chee.
didn't even think of that.
I've
And we
only
live
met Chee.
here. That's crazy.
That's it. But I will say this, y'all, my brothers. That's how I look at it now. That took me a long time to be able to open up like that. Now I've known Chiano since
Man.
what night, probably about 95, 96.
Dang.
About. Yeah,
mm,
about that long, man.
Just about.
Man,
You know
y'all
what I'm
kind of
saying?
old, ain't y'all?
Yeah. We up there.
For a long
You know
time.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But from I can
I've known Jay
I don't know
for a long
about
time
him.
too.
I don't know about him, but I can say from the first moment I met him, I didn't see a fake person.
Mhm.
He was a
Right.
genuine person. He hadn't changed over all these years.
That's crazy. You say that,
I can
Chris.
appreciate that.
And that's it, man. And I think that's what it is. When you real attracts real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real recognize real.
Real recognize
recognize-
real, but real
I've
attracts real, right? Because you know fake, and you've
Yeah.
been enough fake enough that when somebody fake trying to attach to you, you don't even get them the energy for it because you're like, I already know. Because real people recognize real things. Real people know real things. You know what I'm saying? And you just know what it is. Like, let me tell you something. The only thing I've always lived on was the fact that the Bible says a great name is greater than riches. A great name. When you die, your name goes on a tombstone. It ain't your riches going on there. When people talk about you after you die, all they talk about is you. I remember Chris. I remember, Damon. I remember Jay.
Yeah.
I remember Chee. They don't say, man, I remember Chee bank account.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you
Hold on, Chee.
you know
Hold on, Chee.
you live your life
Hold
your
on,
way.
Chee.
Yeah, you're breaking up again. You're breaking up again.
They hating again. Hold up.
How's that?
Catch
Yeah,
up,
they hate. They hate. It's all good though. But we understand. We understand what he's saying.
That happened.
We understand what he's saying, even though he's
you
stuck
froze.
right now. Even though
Yeah,
he's
you
stuck right
stuck.
now, we still get it.
Yeah,
We get it. Now, I mean, it's I don't know if I'm froze or not.
It's true.
I don't know if I'm froze or not. But
yeah,
but
there
no,
you go. Yeah, it's back.
No,
Chee.
you're not.
the thing that he's
Okay,
saying
cool.
is all facts. Everything that he's saying is all facts because of the fact that I don't have time for no fake people, no fake relationship, anything like that.
Nah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me be the judge of that because you can't tell me you're real and I see fraud in you. And we living on this social media.
It's
A
hard.
lot of times, man. Look here, I take people for what I see in them. I laugh, I joke, yeah. At the same time, I'm reading everything about you the whole time because I can't afford to lose time in no fake mess. I can't do it. And I'm to the point to where now at my age, younger me would have. I mean, real talk, younger me would have said something real quick and dared you to say something back. That's younger me. Now I'm not supposed to give up that energy to you. I just, you know what I mean? I fade off. I just move around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna spend a lot of time going back and forth with you, trying to figure out who you are. I'm gonna see what it is. If I don't like it, then I move around. But I don't think that we can sit here and waste time trying to, man, is this person gonna change? Or maybe something about me can help them change. And man, look, a lot of people are who they are. And it is what it is. I can't
Facts.
I can't change that. Only thing I can do is be me.
You're not supposed to. And that's not your job to do that, right? And that's what we do a lot of times. We take on responsibility to try to change somebody, or we stick around longer than we should have. We talked about that.
Yes. And
it
really it can affect your mental to the point to where, you know what I mean?
The wrong person, man, I'll do you one better. The wrong person in your life will set you back so many years, it ain't even funny. And it'll take you years to recover. Watch this. It takes you years to recover. Do you know most people don't realize in the recovery process, if you even recover, you just breaking even. you haven't even surpassed that yet. So all them years it takes you just to break even, right? You have to, because you got to replenish all the stuff that you lost dealing with the wrong person. Once you get yourself back, you still now have to go past that to be where you're supposed to be. It's years of your life.
I can call something the loss real quick now. back in the day, I used to, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to still work with this person. Nah, you know what? I just call it a loss. It is what it is. You have a good life.
Ooh, I just saw the time, bro. We are on here. Out, man, y'all. Look, we on here for a minute. Hey, here's the beautiful thing, y'all. Thank y'all for staying with us the whole time. We're loving the convo. We're gonna be back on Tuesday. This is a series that we're going to be doing. Okay, it's called Celebrating Life. You guys just got a little bit of nuggets of different things we were talking about: ministry, people, relationships, jobs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna narrow that down on Tuesday, and on Tuesday we're gonna talk about. Absolutely, Mika. Thank you, everybody else. You know, sorry, everybody on here. Laura, all you guys, tune in on Tuesday because, again, nobody knows what the topic gonna be, but I'm gonna drop. We're gonna celebrate life, and we're gonna have specific topics that we can lock into. We're gonna bring the real. So please,
we're not done, are we? Are we done?
Yeah, we gotta wrap up out of here, man.
You gotta wrap up,
man.
Okay.
Chris,
you know,
we do this all the time,
Chris.
Week. Bruh.
Okay.
We do it all the time. We don't.
But you remember I had a question I was gonna drop on y'all last week, man.
Oh man, extend it a little bit. We can extend it a little bit. Let me check my work.
Bring it.
Yeah,
I got a little time.
You got 5 minutes?
Of course.
All right. So my question is stemming from what we talked about last week. And I'm throwing this out there. My question is, when did, and I don't know if Chris is going to be able to jump in on this one, but when did her kids become your kids? When did that become official? At one point in time, because y'all went into a relationship, she already had kids.
Who's this for?
You came in. This is for anybody that's going into a.
Watch this.
This for anybody that's going into a relationship. What they call it?
Okay.
What they call it?
Blended families. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do, right? Because that right there, that could take us a whole nother level.
That's why
open up a whole nother level.
That's why.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Because it got real quiet. It got real quiet when I said that.
So, let me do this, Chee. Let me do this, Chee. Right?
Okay. Don't. All right. Let me tell you.
I ain't gonna dive into it. Let me do this.
Don't dive too much. We're gonna dedicate a whole show to that.
Check this out.
You don't want to miss that, y'all.
Miss Laura said, "Ooh."
Yeah, it's some real stuff. We're gonna tell you some real stuff about blended families, and if you know blended families, y'all have them listen to this.
Yes.
You know,
other show.
I don't know. That's a whole nother show. I don't usually give out topics, but if y'all want that, we could do a whole show on that. Either Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not gonna pick which one, so you got to tune in. Right? We're not even gonna let you know which one. You want to tune in either Tuesday or Thursday. We're gonna talk about. I will give you that much. We'll talk about blended families, and we're gonna drop some real stuff on you because some of y'all in blended families, and some of y'all going to be in blended families because a lot of people have kids now. And what you need to understand is the fact that the respect that comes in a blended family comes from the biological parent, and if the biological parent treat the step parent a certain way, the kid's gonna treat them a certain way. Then you have stuff in your marriage. Then all of a sudden you're supposed to go to premarital family stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna get into all of that.
I was about to say it sound like you want to get in.
No, I'm not gonna get into that. But I'm giving you a little nugget that you want to jump in for that. Little nugget. You don't want to miss that. All right. You don't want to miss that. We're gonna go into blended families either Tuesday or Thursday, but you got to tune in for both because we're gonna drop something else.
Because I'm gonna have some.
We're gonna drop some stuff. We're gonna drop some stuff. And
Wait, you sure there ain't no liquor in there?
Hey,
make sure you have water next Tuesday.
Listen,
When you come Tuesday, make sure it's a bottle of water like Jay.
yeah, because
Don't come with that cup, David.
Right. Because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna say the things. We're gonna say the things that you can't say.
Oh,
That's my whole motto. When y'all
Okay.
look at the little flyers, we're gonna say the things that you cannot say. Not to say you can't say it because you're not grown. We're gonna say the things you can't say because a lot of times, if somebody's listening, somebody needs to hear this and it's being recorded, it can help you with your life because I can say it or we can say it in a way that it hits home to where you're not the guilty person. Because a lot of times when somebody says something and it hits home that, you know, you can't say it because if you say it, it's going to cause an argument. So we say it. We're going to keep saying it, right? We're going to bring it. Okay. So don't worry. All right. Don't worry. So
I'm glad I brought it up.
Yes. So we got all these different topics, y'all.
It's getting live.
It's gonna get live. It's gonna get real. So next, we only did the show once a week. So we're gonna be back on Tuesday. All right. We're gonna have a flyer out there back on Tuesday. Okay. We're gonna be doing it live, Facebook, YouTube. I probably have the Instagram going. Have some other things going as well. We're gonna put it all together, but we're gonna be back on here doing this live next Tuesday. Okay.
Who gonna win the fight? Who gonna win the fight?
I don't know.
I don't
Tank.
even know.
Tank.
Which one?
Knockout.
Oh, you mean what's his name? Oh, who
Tank and
Garcia.
Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia. And whoever wins get all the money. I remember that. I think I read that. So that's gonna be crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the draft is next
first.
week. The NFL draft is next week, next Thursday. So that's my thing. That's my thing. But I'm gonna actually put that off a little bit because what we got to talk about is way more important than that. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, it's like an hour and a half into this. Everybody, this is what we do, y'all. You know, we drop y'all some nuggets. We ain't gonna give out no more to that level. You got to tune in to get the rest. All right. Sorry, you know, we got to keep you, thirsty for more. Right?
Yeah, that's suspense, huh? Yeah, you gotta keep that suspense. Yeah.
Right. Because we always gonna bring it real, y'all. We're gonna give it to you 1,000. Our whole goal, we're not psychologists, we ain't psychiatrists. That ain't what we do. We just people who live life, and we want to see you live your better life. And at the end, we want you to celebrate your life. Get what I'm saying? To the fullest. Sir. And that's all we want from you. We want nothing but the best for you. You know what I mean? Tune in. This is all new for us because before I was doing it on a radio station. So a lot of equipment, a lot of stuff was already there. So we're all new to this podcast, thing that we doing, y'all. I like that Thirsty Thursday. Yeah, that might be our new thing, right? Thirsty Thursdays, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's unique.
Like that.
Put that on the fly, Chee.
Thirsty Thursdays, huh? At the club. I remember the club.
I promise I'm going to have a background next Tuesday. I'm going to have a better background, too.
Yeah, we're going to make this thing pop, y'all. So we're gonna connect y'all.
Background. That's a distraction.
You keep your banner, dog. Keep that banner up there.
He got that GQ in the background. So
yeah. I might come next week with something like we used to have at Jamaica, Chee.
Ooh,
and
that's some
on that note, we out. And on that note, we out.
Man, that's you taking it way back.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. We gotta keep it. We can't give you everything in this one session, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Drop some nuggets tonight. We're gonna drop some more. Again, the series is called Celebrating Life. And it's not what you think, because celebrating life is everything that comes along with life. We want to help you celebrate it. We want to help you fix it. We want to help you address some stuff, get some stuff off your chest, be open, be real, right? Again, we're going to say the things that you probably can't say to the person or your friends and some stuff. So ahead of me to look at the recording. The recording is on our YouTube, right? YouTube.com/@CheesTake. The Facebook is at CheesTake. Damon, you want to go, if you, Jay and Chris, if you want to plug in your social media or put them in the chat, y'all just follow everybody. Because
where's it at? Yeah. Mine's right there. Queen Christy, she hooked the brother up.
Yeah. So. Wonderful. So y'all got the social media stuff. CheesTake, Kingfish, Jay Vincent, Devon Palmer. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube. Y'all make sure you subscribe. Okay. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, CheesTake, because we're gonna be dropping this stuff. The videos are gonna be dropped on there, so you can go back and watch them. But it's nothing like when you get it live. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
That's true.
there's some stuff I'm be editing and some other stuff in there too. But it's nothing like when you come on here live and you can hear some things when you need to hear them. All right.
And
So
God bless everybody in the comments. God bless.
yes,
everybody
thank y'all.
that's watching
Bless
us.
y'all.
We really do appreciate y'all. Honestly,
We do.
And I will be going back, reading all the comments, and I'm gonna talk a lot of trash.
Hey, but it's getting late, y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all again for supporting. Just showing up. You're taking time out of your busy schedule. We don't take that for granted. Any one of us here. We just real appreciate everybody. So we're just gonna keep dropping the gems, keep bringing it, taking this thing to another level, y'all. We're just gonna take this social media thing and we're just gonna drop the stuff and be real with it. All right. So God bless y'all. We love y'all. See y'all on Tuesday. We're gonna post the flyers. We're gonna post the stuff. Same time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. Whatever
From
time
H-Town to A-Town.
You worked on it this week.
Yes,
You worked on it.
I did. You saw
You
me,
did.
man. I
You-
did.
You,
I was
you
trying to
worked
figure
on
it
it
out.
this week. You
Oh,
something
you had to
else.
sneak that in. You had to get that in there.
From H-Town to
Hey, you gotta sneak
A-Town.
that
Yes,
in.
sir. Hey, man. Hey, my brothers. I don't
right, y'all.
use this
So
word
God-
a lot, man.
God
but,
bless
hey,
y'all.
man, love y'all.
Man, we love you, family. Absolutely. They number love here, y'all. We love you all. Be safe. Have a blessed weekend. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. And we love you here, y'all. God bless. Let's do it again. See everybody on Tuesday. Get your family, get your friends, whoever you want to listen into. And then put some stuff in the comments, y'all. We will address it. If you want to get on here, go ahead and hit either one of us up, DM or call, and say, yo, we love this. We want to jump on. Male, female, it don't matter. Just get on here, y'all, and just vibe with us. You know what I mean? We open. All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
God bless y'all. We love y'all. Good night, y'all.